have the beautiful Smile Maker. We're very pleased to announce that we have just taken the listing of this 2017 Leopard 45. This will be the first one of these that we have available for sale. As we step onto the cockpit here, you can just see it's just got so much space. This is a really beamy boat, and we have a full-size cockpit table with reversible seating so that you can look aft here onto this very, very wide transom. And then we also have separate seating to starboard. A raised helm. Just take you up here. You can just see the buttons for the powered winches. The winches up top. The full instrument suite. Here I am sitting down. You get an idea of the view across the roof with the solar panels. You can still converse and talk to your guests happily down below. With the two engine panels for the Yanmar engines and the controls here. As I mentioned, we've got two powered winches, everything really nicely organized with all the ropes coming back, which when you're sailing they just drop down into this rope hanger down here, and everything's just really nicely laid out. So sitting right here you can do single-handed sailing, push button, use the autopilot and still talk to your guests down here. First thing we notice is we've got a lot of glass work here. You know, everything is all about natural light and visibility, just to give you that feeling of space. Right now I only have this door partially opened, but this whole panel here also slides back and just creates this really large opening. It's just fantastic. As we step into the saloon, one of the first things we notice, and what everybody loves about this vessel, is we've got a forward-facing galley. And by that I mean when you're at the galley here, you stand here, look through these huge windows, you can see the sea, you have a nice breeze coming through, and it's just outstanding. All the boats now, all our newer boats, have got this forward-facing galley arrangement. Everybody loves it. Coming back round here, we have the main salon. This boat's just been set up for charter, which is why there's towels here. We have the two fridges, well, we've got the freezer on the top and the fridge down below. It's very efficient. As long as your batteries are vaguely topped up, you can just leave these guys running all day long. And trust me, they do freeze. I've made the mistake of putting my milk in the top one, thinking that was the fridge. I woke up in the morning to frozen milk. And here we've got just a lovely switch panel. This is something that Robertson and Caine do so well, is the electrical side of these boats. Everything's beautifully laid out, and you even see this when you open up the bilge compartments. All the wiring is labelled, and these switches are just really high quality. You've got multi-function displays on both sides, and here we've got something showing us our house batteries. So this is the 12-volt panel, and then on the other side we've got the shore power with the two legs of 110 coming in. We've got the Northern Lights generator. Here we can see we've only got about 5,000 hours, so that's nice and low. This generator should be good for about 16,000 hours before you even need to think about rebuilding it. Internal VHF with repeater at Helm, the air conditioning controls, and a stereo that really works well. This boat's got speakers all over, in the cockpit, in the saloon, and in the forward cockpit, which we'll come to in a moment. Moving forwards, we've got a really nice sized chart table, again forward facing. You can just look through the window here and get a beautiful view looking forward of the boat at anchor, on a mooring bowl, or even sailing. And then here, this door opens and we come onto the forward cockpit. Robertson and Caine were pretty much the first company to do this forward cockpit layout. You know, initially people weren't sure if it was going to catch on. Now everybody loves it. What it means is you've always got a place away from the sun or in the breeze, especially sailing around the Caribbean where the wind comes from the east. So in the evening, you know, when you're in the cockpit, that's facing west and it might be out of the breeze. Here You can sit up here, even when you're sailing. My kids love hanging out in this area. You can just step through, it's got a table. We've got a nice cutout here so that you've got easy access up onto the decks. We've got a great big wide trampoline, just sweeping back round. See the cockpit down there. Underneath the forward lazarettes, the one on the starboard, we've got 2 100-gallon water tanks. And on this side, I won't open it up, but that's where the beautiful Northern Lights generator is. That's in its own sound shield, and it also has additional cloth covering on it just to keep the worst of the moisture away from it. While we're on the decks here, down underneath this hatch, it's not there now, but normally there is a cushion. So this is crew quarters, or what a lot of people use this for is storage. If you've got big luggage, and you'll notice there's yet more storage down below. And that's one of the big features of this boat, storage everywhere you look on this boat. On the other side, this one goes all the way down to bilge level. So, let's open this up. Okay, as you can see in there, we've got a sink, head, ladder to crawl down. Underneath the central hatch here, standard layout configuration. We've got a windlass up top, going down to the anchor, and then that attaches to the bridle. Coming back in through the front door, which, by the way, this thing is very secure when sailing, even if you're in the open ocean. You've got 3 proper locking mechanisms on this, and it goes without saying that this forward cockpit is fully draining and fast draining. Robertson and Caine have done some trials of this, and it drains in seconds. These are the steps down to the porthole, nice and wide. We've got lots of good handrails on both sides, stepping down. Excuse the photos of my feet. Let's look at this. This boat is just amazing. So coming in forward, so we're now in the starboard port forward cabin. Beautiful wraparound bed, tons of storage. You've got these really long drawers that open out here. Top and bottom. And they're not open now, but one of the amazing things about this boat is it's got these big windows. A lot of the times you're in a catamaran, you're in bed, you know, the windows are up high, you don't have much headroom. This boat has got headroom, and more importantly, when you're lying in bed, this view just looks straight out over the water. This is the kind of thing that you'd normally see on a mega yacht. Again, this boat's getting ready for charter, hence the very frilly design of the towels there. You've got your own head. Of course, you can shut this door, so you've basically got privacy, and you've got your own cabin to enjoy in peace with your own ensuite head, which of course has a separate shower. Doors attached by magnets, and that's very cool. We've got more storage under the floor, and also access to the air conditioning pumps. Coming forwards, we're now going into the port aft cabin. Again, beautiful bed. This one's like slightly lower than the one in the bow, and this is where Robertson and Caine have been so clever. They've managed to maximize internal space while at the same time keeping the wetted hull surface area very low, which keeps the performance high on this boat, but at the same time means it's not going to lose any sailing performance. It goes upwind beautifully, it sails well, and again, like, you know, we've got these big windows that when you're lying in bed, you've got this beautiful view, including one aft. Unfortunately, the shades are down right now, plus we're on a dock, but with that open, you would just have a beautiful view over the ocean right there. Again, lots of storage. We've got hanging cupboards, storage under the bed, storage behind the bed. Coming back up the steps, back into the saloon. We talked about all the natural lights in here, and you can see how light this is right now, and this is actually on a very overcast day here in the Virgin Islands. Up here, I won't push it all the way back, and if you can see that, just a huge moonroof on this boat, just to get yet more natural light in here. So even on the dullest days, you won't have to put the internal lights on this boat. Just lots and lots of glass. It just means you get these terrific vistas across the sea. Just looking at the stove here, we've got a 3-burner Eno, of course, all pretty standard. Yeah, so this is Smile Maker. She's, as you'd expect for a boat of this age, it's a 2017. She's in really good shape. I'll even just show you quickly into the engine room down here. Let's pop that up. And this engine looks almost brand new. As you can see, sail drive down there. And we're obviously very excited to have the first used ex-charter Leopard 45 for sale, and we expect it's going to sell very quickly. So here we are, Smile Maker. It's a Leopard 45. This boat might be available to be able to be sold back into the fleet for the asking price. This is going to represent tremendous value for somebody looking to gain access to this hugely popular Leopard 45. I think you can see why everybody wants a piece of this boat right now. It's been a tremendous success for the moorings and for Sunsail, and for all the lucky Leopard private owners out there who've been fortunate enough to buy one of these. Trust me, if you own this boat, this will put a massive smile on your face.